All right, everyone, welcome to Jasper's History Facts. Well, today is February the 5th, and on this day in 146 BC, the Third Punic War, the third and final war of Rome versus Carthage, came to an end, marking the end of Carthage as a nation, the destruction of its city, and the enslavement of its people, and leading to Rome's hegemony over the Mediterranean. So the first two Punic Wars were both in Rome's victory as well. The first one especially, it didn't seem like it was going to go Rome's way, but they had a little something, a little tenacity, and that's why they didn't lose. The second one, they came really close to losing, per se, but something I think people don't quite get is they probably weren't going to ever lose the second one neither. Rome was definitely losing against Hannibal, but Hannibal was a good commander. He was one of the best. But one thing he couldn't do, per se, is end a war. He could end a battle, end many battles, but he didn't necessarily have the oomph to end a war quite. He had the conviction to do it, just never was able to, for a few reasons. Some of them his own faults, you could say, and also being screwed over by the Carthage people, the government, at least of Carthage. The government of Carthage really was a bunch of old men, not really understanding how they had to beat Rome, not understanding that tenacity that lets Rome win. And so it led to Carthage's destruction. Really by the Second Punic War, though, after it, Carthage was not a power that could have stood up to Rome. The Third Punic War is really, like, it's a war, sure, but it's more of like Rome just finally putting the nail in that coffin. Carthage could not have stopped Rome by the third one. Second one, possibly. Carthage still definitely had the power to stop Rome during the Second Punic War, but by the third, not really. Rome has grown so much more powerful than Carthage at that point that it's just not possible. I know there's the salting of the earth that everyone always says, that Rome salted the land of Carthage and all this. Not probably. We don't think so. Mostly because it's just unreasonable. How would you get that much salt? Why would you transport that much salt? Why would you do all this? Yeah, you could say, oh, well, the hatred for them, but it's just not. Rome's not going to do that. They may hate them, but it's a little extreme. But now you know.